We will now go through the important clauses that a non-disclosure agreement has and what each one of them means. For the purpose of this course, we are analyzing a confidentiality agreement that is mutually applicable to both the parties. Depending on who is drafting the confidentiality agreement, it can be either pro-disclosure or pro-recipient. It is always good to have an agreement that is fair to both the parties. This would help not only to avoid lengthy negotiations, it would also increase the perception that the party sending the document is seen to be fair. A good NDA will include the following clauses. Parties to the agreement and the background information. Definitions and interpretation of the words used in the agreement. Obligations of confidentiality. Return of information. Authorized disclosure and excluded information. Warranties and indemnities. Terms and termination clauses. Entire agreement and variation clause. No waiver clause. Assignment clause. Notices clause. Third-party rights. Governing law and jurisdiction clause. Once the data and the details of the parties are finalized, the background of the parties can be given. It can be information about the business of the parties and the fact that they want to do business together, which is why they are entering into this agreement. Once the preliminary information has been drafted, you can go on to define the terms that you will be using in the agreement. Our sample draft contains that information, which can be altered according to the terms you'll be using in your agreement. However, it is essential that you define what confidential information is. It is very essential that you define this before prescribing what the recipient can do with confidential information. The parties can agree what information should be categorized as confidential, save to the extent that the information is already in the public domain. While certain information, such as secret formulae, will clearly have the necessary quality of confidentiality, some other information may not be very clear. For instance, customer contact details, which are likely to be public information, may be confidential when collated and presented in terms of the profit generated by a business unit.